Hello and welcome to our recap and thoughts of episode 7. We start with the revelation that Don Clark killed his own father as revenge over the killing of his cat. Because of his father's abuse, although wrong, I'm sure nobody was terribly sad over this event. But I was surprised. Did not expect that Don Clark had killed it before. He really did scare me this episode. He was quite creepy. Tyro is the chief of police son, which explains why he wants to cover up Dom's case, and why in the beginning of episode 4, he is storming into the room demanding answers about the second body case, because this time is his own son who was killed. It says a lot about Win's character though, that the chief took him out of the case. It means he can be bought. However, I think the Win's choice of telling Don Clark who Dom's killer was is questionable. Even though he didn't know what Don Clark was capable of, he should know that some confrontation could have happened. What if Don Clark wasn't a killer himself? He could have become Tyro's victim too. He needed to have been more prepared and closer to getting Tyro before telling Don Clark. I got an answer to where the "can you forgive me, Great" phrase came from. Great heard Tyme say it, and even though he is unconscious, it entered his subconscious and he saw it in his made-up version of the story. Same thing with Tyme calling him to dinner. Worried, Fasai's father is the one who killed Tyme's parents. Their part in the gambling business was under investigation, so to prevent them from being connected to the rest of the business, Worried had them killed. And now did the same to poor grandmother and Tyme, though Tyme isn't dead just yet. I was right. Yay! Tyme had his own 4MINUTES event, and he too is filled with regrets, things he wants to change. Tyme's heart stops at the same time as Great's at 11. With Great, we see the time on the clock in his room in the hospital. With Tyme, we see the clock in front of him when he opens his eyes in his house. Just like with Great, Tyme went back to the moment where everything started to go very wrong. For Tyme, it was when he found his mother's diary and discovered about the investment his parents made. So what choice will he make now? If he chooses not to look at it, he won't go after Great's dad, nothing will happen to the business, and his grandma will leave, at least on his mind. That wouldn't stop Great from getting shot though, because that has nothing to do with Tyme. But he wouldn't also have met Great again, so at least no guilty. There are some things I'm curious to know about Tyme's 4MINUTES. He did read Dan's paper on the 4MINUTES event. So will that make any difference on his experience? Will he be aware of what is happening? Maybe control the experience? Were previous scenes we saw of Tyme actually happening inside his mind and not just Great's mind? I do believe that is the case, but we'll see. Since their hearts stopped at the same time, were Great and Tyme connected in their subconscious? Meaning, were they each living their own stories inside their minds, or were they sharing the same story in a joint conscious? Like when Luqua said that she saw Great. She didn't say his name, but we saw him. So what do I think or expect to see in the next and last episode? I personally think that Tyme won't make it. He is in a back alley, was shot twice, his heart stopped, so realistic speaking, Only a miracle can save him. As for Great, he is in a hospital, so I think it's more likely that he will survive. I will confess that I want him to do some jail time for his part in Dom's murder. Otherwise, it's like nothing changed and he still can get away with anything for being a rich boy. But writers don't usually send their main characters to jail unless it's part of the initial plot. And I only say this because in this world, there are cops. There is someone to hold people accountable for their crimes. It's not like in Kin Porsche, for instance. My morals were not present while I watched the series, and any crime was just part of the lifestyle. But, on the other hand, if by the end Tom Clyde is not arrested or killed, I don't think I'll mind. Tom Clyde is one of those characters that, because of his background of being abused, which severely affects his mental state, and the fact that he's killing to avenge his loved ones, we end up being more lenient with the fact that he is a killer, that he did committed a crime. Similar to the Joker, you know? If only society had treated him better. And that's it for me. Next episode is last episode already. It passes so fast, it's already on the last episode. And I can't wait to see how they wrap this up, if there is any more surprises. I hope there is no open ending. I hope they don't leave me with that. I think that's the worst ending. You know, people are like, I don't want sad ending. I want them to be happy. And yes, me too. But I think an open ending is the worst scenario. Like, give me all the answers. Give me an ending. But we'll see how it goes. And whatever the ending is, I'm just glad we had this series to watch. And okay, I'm gonna stop talking, otherwise I will begin to do a ending that should happen in episode 8. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking, and thank you for watching, thank you for listening to my thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.